Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be environmental science and going through and looking at part 2 of biomes. Let's get started on this next video. So now that we understand what causes the difference in biomes, we can understand that a biome is a large, naturally occurring community of flora or fauna and occupying a major habitat. This could be a forest or a tundra, for example. So if we go through and look at the different types of biomes that we're going to see, remember they're dependent upon where they are in relationship to the equator and how much rainfall they get. We're going to see Arctic, alpine tundra, boreal forest, deciduous forest, savanna, temperate grassland, and tropical rainforests. And each of these biomes is going to have unique, distinguishing characteristics. So the first biome that we're going to go through and look at is the alpine tundra. And this is a type of a natural region or biome that does not contain trees because of its high elevation. What we're going to see are a variety of characteristics here that make up that alpine tundra. Precipitation is going to be low, climate is going to be Arctic. The temperature can be mild in the summer, but the winter is going to be very cold. The soil is very poor, the diversity is very low, and the trees are completely absent. In terms of animals, we're going to see insects, birds, and mammals. Now the next biome that we're going to go through and look at is the boreal forest. And the boreal forest is one that grows in regions of the northern hemisphere with cold temperatures. It's made up of mostly cold-tolerant coniferous species such as spruce and fir. So if we look at this, the precipitation is going to be low, climate is cold and arid dependent upon what season it is. Summer is mild, but the winter is also cold. We have a medium quality of soil, diversity is somewhat medium, trees are definitely present, and we're also going to see insects, birds, and mammals. As we move south, we're going to see the temperate deciduous forest, and this is a biome dominated by deciduous trees which lose their leaves seasonally. In the deciduous forest, we're going to see a relatively low to medium amount of precipitation. The temperature is semi-humid. We're going to see summer warm and winter being cold and mild. Soil is good and diversity is also good when we're talking about plant and animal species. There are trees present and we're going to see insects, birds, mammals, and amphibians. Our next biome that we're going to go look at is the tropical rainforest. And this is a hot, moist biome where it rains all year long. We're going to see a very high amount of precipitation, and as we move closer to the equator, we're going to see warm and extremely humid, mostly year-round. Temperature is also going to be high, and the soil content is going to be very good. In tropical rainforest, we're going to see extremely high diversity. This is one of the most diverse, if not the most diverse, terrestrial ecosystem we see on the planet. Trees are present, and we're going to see insects, birds, mammals, amphibians, reptiles, etc. The next biome that we're going to look at is the temperate grassland, and these are characterized as having grasses as the dominant form of vegetation. Trees and large shrubs are going to be absent. Now, characteristics of the temperate grassland. We're going to see precipitation is medium, climate is going to be temperate, we're going to see warm summers and cold and mild winters. Soil and diversity are both good, but there are no trees present. We're going to see the presence, though, of birds and mammals. The next biome that we're going to go through and look at is the savanna. And this is a biome that grows under hot, seasonally dry climatic conditions and is characterized by an open tree canopy. We're going to see average annual rainfall being relatively high. We're going to see hot and humid climate, and the temperatures in the summer are going to be hot and dry. And we're going to see an extensive dry season in that summer. Soil and diversity is good, and trees are going to be present, but they're going to be scattered. Lastly, we're going to see large mammals being a predominant species within this biome. Our next biome that we're going to go through and look at is the desert, and this is a barren area of landscape where little precipitation occurs, and consequently living conditions are hostile for plants and some animals. Precipitation here is going to be limited, and the climate is going to be hot and dry. We're going to see warm and hot year-round with little precipitation. Soil is going to be very poor, diversity therefore is going to be limited, and trees are limited to none. We are going to see, however, a decent amount of reptiles and insects within this biome. Now lastly here we're going to see the Arctic or Arctic tundra, and this is a biome in the northernmost part of the Earth. What we can see here is precipitation is going to be limited, climate is going to be cold, and temperature is going to be cold year round. There's going to be poor to no soil, and diversity therefore is going to be limited. We're going to see limited amounts of trees, almost none. And we're going to see small mammals and then mammals within the aquatic ecosystems that surround that Arctic tundra. Now lastly, here to go through and review up this unit, we have to understand the levels of organization of the ecosystems. We can see individuals, then we can see species, we're going to see populations, we're going to therefore see communities, we are going to go through and see ecosystems, and then lastly here we're going to go through and see the biosphere. Now biomes are going to be somewhere in the middle between ecosystem and biosphere. So they're going to be somewhere in the middle, and it's important for us to understand this level of hierarchy as we wrap up this ecology unit, because it's important for us to understand the individual level and how that individual plays a role within that ecosystem. All right, so did you learn a couple of things here? Did you learn about the types of biomes? Did you learn about the overview and the characteristics of each of those biomes? And then lastly here, did you review the hierarchy of ecology? This is going to be the end of the video. I will see you all in class tomorrow.